Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about my favorite limited edition and or discontinued eyeshadow palettes. The point of this video is that if you have limited edition or discontinued eyeshadow palettes, maybe some of these, maybe some other ones, you know, I just want to use my makeup, and that's what I recommend that other people do too, even if something is limited edition and we wouldn't be able to buy it again. I know that a lot of YouTubers really don't talk about limited edition or discontinued makeup once it's gone just because people can't buy it, but I just want to use what I have and enjoy my makeup stash, whether I could repurchase it or not. But honestly, some of these are still around. It's even hard to tell these days what is actually limited edition. I've just noticed that products often get restocked for quite a while, even though they are limited edition. So let's just get into it. I'm going to start with the eyeshadow palette that I am wearing, and that is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. This is the first Weekend Festival. They did come out with several of these over the years. I really like the BH Cosmetics formula. I think it is fantastic. This is one of the best rainbow palettes in my collection. It is so high quality. Also, this was the first palette I ever reviewed on my YouTube channel, so there's a bit of nostalgia there as well. They just discontinue things so fast, which is a bummer, but they did come out with several other similar kind of color stories, but I love this one. I've obviously hit pan on it, and today I'm wearing these two pinks, the green and yeah, blue on the inner corner and purple on the lower lash line. I really like how this turned out. These are so easy to blend. One of the easiest to blend rainbow eyeshadow palettes I have tried, and it is great. I did recently randomly see this on the Kohl's website, so I don't know. It just seems odd. You just never know anymore. Are things really actually limited edition or not? Honestly, it's really hard to tell. I'll just continue talking about BH Cosmetics because, like I said, they do discontinue their palettes very, very quickly, which is kind of annoying, but is what it is. This one is the Royal Affair. This one I found at Marshall's, I think last year, and same quality, same format as well. Very easy to blend. The shimmers are also very smooth and metallic. Same with this one, by the way. I didn't mention, I didn't even wet my eyeshadow brush today for the shimmer, which I usually do, and you really don't need to with these two palettes. And a lot of people have found this at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I couldn't find it online anywhere, but I just really like that this has some more cool tones, and yeah, it looks very neutral and kind of basic, but it really is different than a lot of other things I have. And yeah, this is fantastic. So these two palettes, honestly, they perform like $50 eyeshadow palettes, even though I think they were maybe about $15 to $18 when they came out. And this one I found for only $7 at Marshall's, which is crazy. Those are such high quality. I love them. There's a somewhat newer palette to my collection. And again, it's like, I don't even know if this is limited edition, but I thought it was because this was from a McGrath holiday collection. This is the Golden Opulence. And I recently got it on clearance on her website at the beginning of July. And I absolutely love the quality of this. I did recently rank my McGrath palettes, and I talked about this one in that video. This is so amazing. I really do enjoy it. The mattes are great. The metallics are very foiled. This is a really nice palette, but I'm pretty sure that these 6-pan palettes she makes tend to be limited edition. Hard to know because they're often around for years. This is still on her website, but I think it says sold out. Hard to know if she's gonna bring it back, but it's very, very nice. The next one is by Makeup Geek, and this one also, the palette was limited edition, but the eyeshadows, most of them are still in the Makeup Geek line. This was the In the Nude palette, and I love this one. I've talked about it a lot, and this has Grandstand, which I've hit pan on, one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. This is still in her line, and quite a few of these also are in the line as well. This is in the Spotlight. I know for sure she still has that one. And a couple of these mattes have been discontinued, and a couple of them, I think they just kind of changed the name slightly, but yeah, this one is very, very good. And people have said this was supposed to be that Jaclyn Hill palette that never happened. Hard to say, I don't know, but yeah, I did get this on major sale on the Makeup Geek website a little over 2 years ago, and I really do enjoy the Makeup Geek quality. I did a review on the new Makeup Geek shadows, and I think they are maybe a little bit better, a little bit smoother, but honestly, there's not much of a difference, which is perfectly fine because I thought this old formula was fantastic anyway. Therefore, you know, I just really do like Makeup Geek eyeshadows. You know, this palette is no exception. I'm so happy that I have it though. I just really like it as far as a pretty basic neutral palette, but you can get some pretty glam looks out of it. The next one is a newer palette to my collection, and it is still available, but it is marked as limited edition on the website, and that is the Natasha Denona Safari palette. This one has had mixed reviews, and I know that a lot of people really did not like this palette, but personally, I have been using this a ton since I purchased it, and I think it is beautiful. And I think these colors are just so lovely. I love matte eyeshadow looks, but obviously you could combine this with shimmers from other palettes. I actually did a recent get ready with me using this palette, so I will link that if it's up already. If it's not, it should be up within a few days. I really do enjoy this palette. It's currently on clearance for $64. And I think that's just because a lot of people really did not like it. Some people had problems with it being patchy or difficult to blend, but I have noticed that if I use a light hand and don't blend very harshly, it actually works very well. It's a palette that I would say less blending works better than more blending, because yeah, if you do blend these a lot, they can get patchy, but I have really enjoyed it. I think it is very high quality, and I am so happy to have expanded my Natasha Denona collection because it really may be my favorite eyeshadow brand now, definitely, and maybe the top 2 or 3, and I'm really happy that I got this. Plus $64, I mean, that is a very good deal because this is full price, $129, which I don't think I would have paid that, but I'm really enjoying this. And it is kind of a bummer, I guess, that she is probably getting rid of it, but who knows? Like I said, you just never know with these things. There are so many things that have been, you know, super limited, and then they come back and it's been 5 years and it's still in stock. Alrighty, and the last palette is the Anastasia Sultry palette. I've talked about this one a lot. I really do enjoy it. This one you can still maybe find here and there on certain websites for a while. I could find it on the Macy's website, and then some people have said that it was on a couple other sites for a while. It's not on the Anastasia website, and it's definitely not on Ulta or Sephora, but this is a beautiful palette, and this is more cool toned, which again, that is more unique for my collection. I don't have a ton of cool tone palettes, and I just love the shimmers in this are just so beautiful. This one, beautiful. Even these more bronzy shades, which are not super unique, are really nice. This silver is really cool. And I like the matte cool tones. This color Twig is a really awesome, cool leaning brown. I don't actually have any exact color like this in my collection anywhere else. And yeah, I just really like this palette. The actual color I don't like is this color Bloom, this coral. I don't really like the way I look in coral eyeshadow, and I also don't really think it matches up with this palette. It's just kind of weird. Like, why a random coral with all these beautiful cool tones? I mean, it would have been perfect, I think, if they got rid of this and made maybe like a light lavender shade or something else. I don't know, but random. I don't like that eyeshadow, but the rest of the palette I absolutely love, and it is very, very high quality. Kind of sad that they made this one limited edition, and then some of their other palettes. I really don't know how companies decide what's going to be limited versus permanent, because this is a really popular palette, and I know a lot of people still talk about it and a lot of people would want to buy it. So I just really don't know who makes these decisions, honestly, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. I think it would make sense if a palette did not do very well and then they called it limited and got rid of it. Sure, that makes sense. But if it's super popular and there are people that still want to buy it, I don't know. I'm not in charge though. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I really do love these palettes. I am really happy that I was able to purchase them while they are still around. You know, if you have these, please let us know, or let us know what other limited edition palettes are your favorite. Personally, I know that some people don't even buy limited edition makeup to begin with. I just buy something if I like it. It really doesn't matter to me whether it's limited edition or permanent. If it's a palette that I think is beautiful and that I'm going to use it, I'm gonna buy it either way, because that doesn't really matter a whole lot to me, especially with eyeshadow palettes, because they last for years, you know, and then eventually, you know, if you hit pan on all the shades or it just goes bad, well, by that point, there are probably other palettes that are gonna be on the market, or, you know, that we already owned. Therefore, I don't know, that just really doesn't bother me as far as eyeshadow palettes go, although I don't like when things are so limited edition that they're in stock for 5 seconds and it sells out and then no one else can get it. I don't like that extreme. I think that's just a little bit too much, but in general, whether something is permanent or not isn't swaying me one way or the other. So yeah, that is it. Let us know what are your favorite limited edition products, and thank you so much for watching.